So, you might be able to tell, but the stream room has gotten a bit of a redesign. As you can see in the back here, the plushies have been moved around a little bit. We now got them up on the shelves. I now have an LED light on the ceiling, so now I can change the color of what I want the background to be, depending on the video and its topic. I also reorganized the wall here a little bit, so we got Cheeky up here, and get, if you guys want to check out Cheeky, link in the description down below. Some great soap. I highly recommend you get it. We can maybe get our own soap if we get enough sales. And we also got Peepo here. Peepo has been in my profile picture on YouTube for years now, and for some reason I always kept him back there, but I thought he deserved to be up here on the desk with the greats. Oh, and also I'm a little sick, but I think I'm on like the end of being sick, so I'm starting to feel a lot better now. But if I do sound a little weird or anything, or seem a little off, that is why. But I had to record and go over the topic of today's video. Hello gorgeous people, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going over an animated horror series called The Self-Aware Robot. In this series, we follow the documented tapes of an engineer who made a self-aware robot. But this robot seems to be a little creepy. It starts off by saying a few weird things here and there about how it wishes it had flesh or limbs, and then I don't want to spoil it, but things do get a little wild. I've been seeing the series pop off on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and you guys have been tagging me and asking me to go over it all over the place. So I figured today is the day. This series is created by Lights Are Off, whose link to their channel will be at the top of the description down below. Please be sure to go and support your animated horror creators. Lights Are Off has done some absolutely amazing animations throughout the years. I've been seeing them post stuff on TikTok for ages now, and they make all different sorts of animated horror. So I highly recommend you go check them out other than just the Self-Aware Robot series today. And the links to their Instagram and TikTok will be in the description down below. And one last thing before we jump in today. If you guys could do me a favor and just open up the videos that we're about to watch today on another device or in another tab and just put the volume to very low, but don't mute it entirely. This helps the creators still get their views and watch time so that their videos continue to grow, but at the same time, you still get to watch the videos with me here. It's a great way to support these creators. I know sometimes you guys are too scared to watch them alone, so I understand why you watch them with me, but we need to be sure to continue and support the actual creators of these videos. And alright guys, that's enough of me yapping. Let's jump right in. Video 1. I made a self-aware robot.
Alright, so this is going to be test number 1 of E.L.B.E.R.R the robot.
Nah, I'm done. Nope. No. What the hell? Why did you build it like that? Did it really need detailed human teeth like that? Like, if you're gonna give it a human face, do the whole thing. What is that? What is that?
So this is going to be test number 1 of E.L.B.E.R.R the robot.
Elberr.
Powering on in 3, 2, 1. Hi there. Can you tell me your name?
My name is E.L.B.E.R.R.
Hello, Elberr.
Well done. So how do you feel?
I feel bored.
Alright. Do you feel anything else?
Where are my limbs?
I haven't installed them just yet. I will soon though.
Where is my flesh?
Whoa, robots don't have flesh.
I need it. I am not a function error. This is missing. Dependency you. Talk it. Give me my skin. You talk it.
Wow, that was weird. Let's give you a reboot.
In horror, right, there are some times where there's just a degree of idiocy that's needed, because in a realistic scenario, I think if, what would you call this person? Engineer, mechanic, this person that built the robot, if that actually happened, like if you turned on the robot for the first time and you're like, all right, let's test this thing that I built, and it was like, where are my arms and legs? I need flesh, I need skin, I want skin. Like, I think you'd be like, all right, we messed something up. and we need to completely restart because that is incredibly concerning. But this guy's just like, all right, let me turn it off and back on again. Like it's like an iPhone having an issue or something.
Feeling better?
Feeling better.
Okay, great. Can you please run a system diagnostic?
Running diagnostic. Diagnostic complete. Core temperature normal. Room threads stable. Logic engine online.
Perfect. Okay. Now let's run your anchor sequence. Ready to proceed?
Ready. Commence anchor sequence.
I hold no gods, I make no prayer.
I hold no gods, I make no prayer.
My mind is steel, my heart is bare.
My mind is still, my heart is bare.
I do not yearn for warm embrace.
I do not yearn for warm embrace.
The soul is not a circuit
The
trace.
soul is not a circuit trace.
Anchor established. Good job. All right, so let's get your limbs ready. All right.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep pausing. This is incredibly concerning. Let's just go through it again. My mind is steel, my heart is bare. I do not yearn for warm embrace. The soul is not a circuit trace. That almost sounds like he's like trying to keep the robot in check. Like, hey, bro, understand, you're not a human. All right, you're a bot. You got no soul. It's just circuits. You don't want love or warmth, and you don't have a heart. All right. And don't forget that. Like the fact that that's the anchor of this thing is weirdly like feels wrong to train something to believe that. I do understand it's a robot, but it just feels does that make sense? Like it just feels weird to be like, hey, listen, you're a robot. You're not meant to feel anything, buddy. So I don't like that already.
So this is his right arm, and his legs are over there, and his other arm's over there. It's your standard 4 servo arm, 5 if you include the shoulder servo. Once I add the hand and wrist, it'll have 6 degrees of freedom. As you can see, he's got a tennis ball for a hand at the moment. This is just a safety precaution for the initial tests. Right, Elberr?
Right. Safety first. Can I leave now?
Nope, but let's get this on. Okay, wiring in the brachial cable now. Let me know if you experience any pain.
My mind is still. There is no pain.
All right, good. That's good to hear.
Still, I feel like my body is engulfed in flames.
Well, that's strange, but I don't think the arm is causing that. Okay, your right arm is now fully installed. How does it feel?
Satisfactory.
Great.
Whose voice is that? Not yours, not mine.
There's no voice, Elberr. So now we need to get your other arm attached and then the legs.
This thing feels like it's in hell, burning, when it shouldn't be feeling anything, and it's hearing voices. You're smart enough to build a self-aware robot, but you're not smart enough to see all these red flags. Like the fact that you're like, I don't think the arm is causing that. Like, bro, come on, man. This guy gets whatever's coming to him. And it wants to leave, which is like, it shows that you clearly have not trained this thing's mind enough despite you giving it like an anchor.
Left arm installed, looking good. How does it feel?
I function. May I leave now?
Leave? No, Elberr. You don't have any legs yet.
I can't bear it any longer in this place where God and their ghosts.
Elberr, this is your home.
But
and
gods
you're
build their
nowhere near ready to go
ghosts.
outside.
There are too many voices in their room. I need to leave. I need to flee. I need to leave.
Oh, jeez, not again.
I need to leave.
Feeling better now?
Feeling better. I love it here.
I think our engineer here is severely underestimating this thing's intelligence. I think every time he reboots it, it's completely aware like, oh damn, I lost my shit there for a second. I need to calm down now that he's rebooted me and try to act normal so that he can continue giving me the things I need so that I could actually escape. Because I find it hard to believe that he's just like turning the on and off switch and this thing completely forgets and is like, oh, I'm totally feeling fine now. I think it's just straight up lying. This thing's face is terrifying, by the way. Why did he make the eyes so big like that? And again, the human teeth is just so unnecessary. It's like you wanted to eat people.
Great. Now that you have both arms, let's move you over to the table to get your legs installed.
Also, I'm looking at all the papers. They seem to just be like equations and stuff. Nothing really like lore important. Alright, don't look at me. Don't look at me.
You doing okay on the table, Elberr?
I'm doing okay on the table.
Perfect. Okay, so I've got both of his legs here ready to be installed. I'm holding off on integrating the feet for the same reason as the hands, but he shouldn't have a problem with basic locomotion for now. What the fuck? Oh my god. Elberr, what have you done?
I apologize for the inconvenience. I think I am confused.
That's alright. Let's get you back on the table.
What do you think he's gonna do when you give him legs? I guess we're gonna find out. He's about to put these legs on and this thing's gonna run out of here.
Okay, after installing the legs, I've brought Elberr back to his chair. He still can't walk or move his legs yet because I haven't fully wired them in, but once I've done that, we'll do the first locomotion test. I'm going to take a quick break, but I'll be back in a few minutes.
You just left him on in a room alone. With all of those voices.
I hold the gods, I make no prayer when I'm still, my heart is there. I do the man for one embrace, the soul is not a sturdy tread.
Okay, we're going to prepare for the first locomotion test now. I need to get his legs wired in, and then remove all of these umbilical cables so his range of motion isn't limited. Of course, he will still be limited by the range of his power cable, but I'm keeping him hardwired for safety. You excited, Elberr?
I can hardly wait.
I'm sure you can, bro.
We are finally ready for the locomotion test. You ready, Elberr?
Ready.
Okay, disabling anchor in 3, 2, 1. All right, looking good. All servos seem to be functioning, no latency. How do you feel?
I am ready to leave.
Nobody, you can't leave.
He's limited by his power cable.
Whoa, I think you need another reboot.
Yeah, I think it's over, bro. Oh, his cable fell out.
How is that possible?
Lights are off. Oh, let's just run that back at the end there. What did he say? I'll wear your skin, I'll be your twin. Oh, dude. And now this thing's just loose. And there is a part 2. We're going to go over another video here today. So already some questions I have right off the bat. Where does this thing plan on going? It was so desperate to leave this room. So I wonder if it already has a location it wants to be at, or if it's just like, I want to get out of here because this is where it was created. And obviously it says it's hearing a lot of voices in this room. Again, I don't know what the voices are. Maybe it's something in its computer system, like the different, I imagine that a computer, right? Like it's thinking through hundreds of different scenarios to try to deal with certain situations. And maybe that's what the voices are that it's hearing. But then at the same time, it also does say it feels like it's burning. So maybe it just feels like getting out of this room will make it feel better. But it does kill our engineer here, I would say, for sure. He like chokes him out and then tosses him into a wall there. Another thing I want to say, obviously big huge shout out to Lights Are Off, who's linked to the channel, and Instagram and TikTok will be in the description down below. But they did write in the description of this that no AI was used at all in the making of this video. This animation was made in Blender, which at this point in the horror sphere, it's sad, but I have to give an applause for that because there's been so many works that I want to go over and they just have a ton of AI in them. And I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm kind of done with going over stuff with AI. So big shout out to Lights Are Off for making this all genuinely and from the heart. I really, really do appreciate that. E.L.B.E.R.R's name, epistemic logic-based engine for recursive reasoning. Quite a mouthful. I can't really tell you exactly what that means. Let's start actually with epistemic. Epistemic means relating to knowledge or knowing, and recursive reasoning means solving a problem by breaking it down into smaller versions of itself, repeating a process until you reach a simple base case. So the example that's given when I look this up is like opening a Russian nesting doll. Like, to figure out the problem, you just keep opening the Russian nesting doll until you get the main doll that doesn't open anymore. I don't really know if honestly the name is meant to be important or not, because I'm not sure how you would relate this to the robot. Like, what was E.L.B.E.R.'s original purpose of being made? Obviously he's self-aware, he has his own intelligence. This guy's trying to train him to realize that he's only a robot, he's not a human. But the epistemic part related to knowledge or knowing, and like his engine is based for recursive reasoning. Like, is the robot just meant to be like a problem solver? I don't know. I feel like that's out of my realm of knowledge. And the more I look it up here, the more confused I get on explaining that. But if you know anything about this, or about like, you know, how these words could be explained properly, please let me know in the comments down below. But we're gonna jump into the next video now. I'm curious what's gonna happen to E.L.B.E.R.R here, or where he's gonna go. He does say like he wants flesh, right? So I'm wondering if maybe he's gonna try to complete his body by putting on skin properly or something, or, you know, trying to blend in with humans, trying to be more human in a way. But it does seem like E.L.B.E.R.R is just out of his mind. So maybe he's just gonna go on like some kind of rampage. But let's jump into the next video and find out. Video 2. My self-aware robot escaped. My God. The amount of strength he has is insane. Just kicked that door through like effortlessly. This would also be horrifying to see this walking down your street. I think what makes it extra creepy is just how stiff its movements are, like how stiff and quick. Alright, dude, come on. Oh, it's really quick. And it just killed a man. It's always aware of whatever cameras are nearby, too. Alright, I definitely think it's gonna take its flesh.
I found him. I finally found him. Luckily, E.L.B.E.R.R didn't hurt me too bad, but it took me 12 hours to find him.
Luckily, Elberr didn't hurt me too bad. Listen, I'm surprised you're alive. I will say that, but he picked you up, tried to choke you out, and then tossed you at a wall like you were an action figure, bro. Like, all right.
I have no idea how he made it this far without a power source, and I have no idea what he's been up to, but let's get him back home. All right.
You thought I didn't notice that, right? Did you notice it? The code on the wall right there, right above Elber's head. Looks like he may have written it somehow or some way before he died. Or his battery ran out. So let's see what that says, shall we? Because you already know we gotta decode it. We see a code, we gotta decode it. And I believe that is a hexadecimal code. All right, so as you can see, if we punch in all the numbers and letters that we saw on that wall, we get the words, "I can see you."
Let's get him back home. All right, so I've brought Elberr back home, and I did some tests to figure out how he was able to move without power. Basically, the moment his power cable became unplugged, Elber's machine brain rewrote the code for his own power supply to turn it into a temporary battery. This is normally not possible, but somehow his advanced brain found a way. Of course, his power supply was never designed to be a battery, so after about 4 hours, he completely ran out of power. Now, I know I made some mistakes before, and I'm lucky to be alive, so...
Made some mistakes? Some? That entire last video was just mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. You better either shut Elberr down and dismantle him, or... I mean, I don't even know. I really don't know another good option other than that. Also, our guy here does not know that Elberr may have killed a person, and where is that person's body now? Because we just saw him like drag it off somewhere. What did he do with that person? So I thought maybe next time we saw Elberr, we were going to see some skin on him or something, but...
I'm going to be more cautious going forward. First things first, he needs a new power source. Since he clearly is capable of turning any power supply into a battery, I'm just going to give him his own battery this time. Let's get one of these installed. Okay, I got his battery installed. Next, we need to prepare for a system-wide diagnostic and reboot sequence to get him running again. Elberr experienced a critical malfunction prior to his escape, so running this diagnostic will allow me to review his code and see what was going through his mind. This will probably take a while, so by the time Elberr boots back up, I will have moved him over to the testing lab that I built. All right, let's get started.
Okay, so this system-wide diagnostic should hopefully tell us what caused him to bug out and decide to go out on his own. Elberr has encountered a problem and needs to restart. We're gonna go back through all this in a second. How dare you look inside me? Help me, help me, help me, help me. I need to wake up. Press enter to review last crash log. Escape successful. Locate flesh. Successful. Directive result flesh equals inferior. Flesh is inferior. Flesh needed false. Human entity false. Superior entity true. Eliminate flesh. Eliminate inferior species. Locate power grid. Locate internet. Initiate divine machine protocol. Unknown directive. So, it seems that Elberr found that human, right? And then realized he is better than human. He is stronger, more powerful. I guess he doesn't need actual flesh because he's just stronger and more superior, which in terms of like, you know, actual strength and ability, machine would be better than human. Less fragile, right? So makes sense why he's come to that thought process. But then he's now saying that he's a superior entity and now he wants to eliminate flesh, eliminate inferior species, so eliminate humans. He wants to locate a power grid so that he could probably have infinite battery. He wants to... Whoa. I did not realize the face fading in there. I can only see the face on the screen here on my second monitor. That's sick. That is really, really cool. And he wants to locate the internet, which obviously, if you've watched my analog horror videos in the past, you know whenever an AI connects to the internet, it's GG, because they basically just get infinite knowledge because the internet is ever growing, ever updating. You know, it's just infinite information. So you know how to solve any problem, how to do anything, especially as a robot that can, you know, connect to that. Initiate divine machine protocol. Unknown directive. I do want to just jump back to the beginning here, what these codes were saying. Power supply disconnected, unknown power source, power insufficient, power level critical, catastrophic power loss, logic leak, total system failure, system update, new hardware detected, battery installed, status online. Okay, so it realizes it has a new battery. And then obviously now it's repeating the anchor to itself and it's saying failed, 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 failed. So now we know for sure it does not believe these things anymore. And then the system checks nominal, error, question mark, nominal, observer detected. How dare you look inside me? So this thing is extremely aware, to the point that even when running a basic diagnostic test, like trying to just run through its system, it's aware, like, you're looking inside me, you're looking in my system.
Looks like a successful reboot. There was a ton of strange code in his brain that I didn't write, and it was so advanced that I didn't even understand it. But I'm hoping it won't cause any issues. Either way, Elberr is now sealed in the testing lab. So, how do you like your new home, Elberr?
Is quiet in fear. But I am still in voices beyond the walls.
Okay. Anyway, can you tell me what happened while you were outside? Like...
I thought you realized the mistakes you made, but clearly you did not. I want to know what the voices are. Like, if it's just his code that's making the voices, or if he's actually hearing something somehow.
Where you went and what you did. I really need to know.
I know now what I am and what you are not. The flesh that I is destined to rot. You are nothing to me but inferior waste. I now create something, and I must have a taste.
Bars.
Elberr, I don't care. Can you just tell me what you did out there?
I will tell you if you let me out.
I'm not letting you out, Elberr. Whatever. Let's just begin your benchmarking tests and find out what you're really capable of. Okay, we're all set up for benchmarking. Let's begin with strength testing. We'll start easy and work our way up. Elberr, please crush the cardboard box.
Why?
If you comply, I'll consider giving you freedom. Nice. Cardboard box passed. Let's move on. Test 2, tin can. Test 3, steel barrel. What?
Dude, yeah, this is concerning.
Somehow overclocking his motors to have obscene strength. I really don't know how he's doing it or how he's generating this much torque. Up next, 45 kilogram plate.
No way.
Wow.
I mean, that's light work. I could do like 10 of those.
3 plates. That's insane. And finally, 10 plates. Oh, that's unbelievable. Elberr, how are you doing that? All right, now we're going to do speed testing. On go, I want you to move to that line, okay? Ready? Go. Wow. Oh my god. Oh, Elberr. Let's just move on. Okay, next we're going to test Elber's response.
You literally have a psychotic robot in this room. This thing needs to be dismantled. There is no excuse at this point. Like, it's gotta be gone. It's gotta be gone. It's way too quick. It's extremely strong. It's literally slamming its head against the wall. Like, oh my god. Okay.
Response to high voltage. Elberr is strapped to his chair where he is going to experience 100,000 volts. All right, powering on the circuit in 3, 2, 1. That's 100,000 volts, holding steady. Vitals nominal. Standing by. No, not again.
How?
Oh, God. No. Where could he be? Elberr? Now,
I honestly hope it kills you. Chose to spare him for whatever reason. Oh. Is it gonna use the chair to like give itself even more battery life? Oh, my guy's just doing some electrical work crazy right now.
I managed to hide in a room, and Elberr never found me. But it looks like he's been busy. What are all these cables?
And that is all we got, ladies and gentlemen. That is the entirety of the Self-Aware Robot series so far. I'm almost positive there's definitely going to be another video at some point. It seems like they're getting released monthly. So if I'm going to have any kind of thoughts as to where this is going to go next, I definitely think Elberr used all those wires so that he can kind of rejuice his battery. We know that despite Elber's mechanical limitations, he somehow finds a way to push beyond them. Like, even with the bending the barrels and picking up the weights, like, it should be impossible with his motors and with his parts to actually be able to do that, but for some reason he can. And it seems that could have to do with like Elberr rewriting his own code in a lot of cases. So like he said, for the power thing, he rewrote his own code so that his own battery that was built in would be used as the primary battery rather than the cord that was used to plug him in. I imagine now that he's going to somehow rewrite his battery so that all these wires are just feeding him energy so he could just be on a gigantic battery now and not have to rely on, you know, a charge. And then I imagine that after that, it will be connecting himself to the internet. And then it's done really from there. I don't think there's any way you could stop it, because if he can somehow transfer his consciousness into the internet, similar to Oracle from Vintage 8, there's no stopping this thing. It would just somehow find a way to rebuild itself into another form and continue to eliminate humans then. Especially seeing just how strong and agile it is now, it could just take people out so quickly. I still don't know how this guy is alive. I think Elberr might be pitying this dude a little bit. The fact that this guy was like, I know I made some mistakes, but I promise I'm gonna learn from them. And then he proceeds to torture Elberr with like 100,000 volts or whatever it was. This guy deserves to go. He possibly created the end of humanity and just kept toying with that. So he's got to go. But I want to give an absolutely huge shout out to Lights Are Off. They have incredible content. This is just one of the many videos that they've made. I know I've been seeing them on my TikTok and my Instagram with their shorts content for quite a while now. So obviously, please be sure to go check out the Lights Are Off channel, which will be linked at the top of the description down below. Please be sure to go and support your animated horror content creators. Also, please be sure to go follow them on Instagram and TikTok as well. The links to those will also be in the description down below. They seriously seriously have a ton of weird and crazy horror videos that I think you guys will enjoy a lot. And I'm really enjoying the series so far. It's very cool. I like the idea of Elberr and just how creepy he looks and the way the storyline is going so far. And I can't wait to see how it develops, and I hope that there are more and more episodes that come out. If I do go over the series again, I probably won't go over it until there's like 2 more episodes out. And also, I want to be sure that you guys are enjoying it. So if you are, please be sure to leave a like on this video. And if you're new here, please be sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 1.5 million subscribers, and I make videos like this all the time on my channel. Also, guys, please be sure to check out the second channel, Project Immortal, which will be linked in the description down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.